Well, so our question of the day today is, what has been your biggest disappointment from Disney World?
Oh, like this year or ever?
Ever.
Ooh.
It's a hard question.
It is. Expert level.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
My biggest Disney World disappointment of all time is Cali River Rapids.
Okay.
I love a good, like, river rapids attraction with, like, fun drops, fun water, all of that kind of thing. And Disney's version is none of that. There's one drop, very little, like, actual rapids. It's short. I'm sure it would have been better when they had the story attached to it, but when people didn't like the story, so they just got rid of the story and just made it a river rapids ride, it went, I never rode it before, but it went from what I am assuming was a decent attraction to something that is 100% skippable. 100% a disappointment.
Okay.
Mine is also a ride, but
Attraction.
it's more of the queue. Yes, attraction, but it's more of the queue. And I think it's Navi River Journey because that queue is awful.
You can't make rope interesting.
Damn right.
I think I also want to go for an attraction.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily one that anyone hyped up, but I kind of hyped it up in my own head.
Okay.
Space Mountain.
Ooh.
That tracks.
I thought it was going to be way more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
it just
it's like a
wasn't.
classic and like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
And you need a chiropractic adjustment when you get done.
Correct.
Literally.
Well, getting up out of the thing is a treat. And true movements of grace, let me tell you.
Right?
Okay, so my answer to my question. My biggest disappointment is that we don't live close enough to go more often.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's not negative at all. Like, that's
No.
just... I love it.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody today that lives about 7 hours away. And he was bragging about being able to drive down and it taking more than one tank of gas. And I said, yeah, it takes us 3 days and 4 tanks of gas to drive.
Was this an on-camera conversation?
It was not.
Oh, okay, because I was going to ask if you flipped him off, because I probably would have.
See, if we move to Orange Beach, that's only 7 hours away from Disney World.
We would be there every weekend. Well, probably not, though.
Probably not.
No, because weekend crowds are silly.
Yes, but those trips would be easier because I was complaining because for us to go to Disney, like everybody says multiple times a year, living where we live, that's an extra $1,500 to $2,000 on top of every trip.
Mm-hmm.
And we like to be bougie when we go to Disney, so they're not cheap trips anyway.
I'm bougie all the time, but go ahead.
Right. But exactly. So yes, living closer is a good
Disappointment.
disappointment. Yeah.
We can work on that.
Hi, I'm Scott.
I'm Candace.
I'm Lacey.
And I'm Lariah.
Grab a drink and come hang with us at the Hangar Bar.
Welcome back to the Hangar Bar, everyone. It is March Madness time. Ba-da-da, da-da-da. Wait, that's football, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Do they use that for basketball too?
I don't think so.
But it's very Disney related.
It is, because it's Eastman.
Right.
So is this March Hare Madness, since we're going Disney? Mad Hatter, March Hare, Alice in Wonderland.
That was
It's not funny if I have to explain it.
that,
You guys ruined a good joke. You get out of my off five.
Bye, Harvey.
that was special.
Who's Long Tim?
Yoy.
You should bring in Yoy sometime.
Oh, too funny. Okay. So
What was it?
this episode and our next one are going to be March Madness brackets because we are in bracket fever time.
March Hair Madness.
Say that louder.
March Hair Madness.
Yes. Let's go with it. That's fine. So our bracket today is going to be all about attractions.
Ooh.
Love.
Yeah, the bracket that we have comes special to us from a listener, actually.
Oh.
Someone I work with is a listener of our podcast, and she put together this bracket for us at work, and they're doing it a little differently than how we'll do it. But at work, what we're doing is we had to fill out the bracket, and then we're voting for each of the things, and whoever gets the most votes moves on, and you're getting points. So she's going to give us, whoever wins the bracket, a prize at the end. So much more March Madness-y. But what we're going to do is like we've done in the past, we'll have to come up to a consensus for each matchup, and at the end of the night, we will have a winner for the best attraction.
Love it.
Thank you, listener.
Yes.
Do we
Yes.
shout out?
Yeah, Jen, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jen.
Bless you.
Now, is the prize that she's giving you a trip to Disney World?
Probably not.
Dang it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. We
Is
keep
this even real?
right.
Do we get a miniature model of the ride or the attraction that wins?
Ooh. That'd be a good idea.
Wait,
Get
do they
the-
make those like for your desk?
You can get like Lego versions, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, I want like
Like an actual working.
With
Yeah.
lights and sounds.
yes.
Let's make Soren win so we can get Lacey a erector,
Erector
set.
set.
Then you can put it together yourself.
Okay.
Do you know what an erector set is?
No.
I am so old.
It's
So
not what
old.
you're thinking.
Yeah, I just hear rector and it sounds like rectum. And,
Erector.
Rector damn near killed her. That's
Okay, anyway, explain, please, what you're talking about.
okay.
We're going to have to tag this one, not safe for work or normal people.
Or normal people. Okay, so an erector set is a toy from the 60s, 70s, and 80s
okay.
that was just a tinker kind of thing. You would put different pieces together, you would build motors, you would do that kind of thing. The Soarin' attraction, the
Swings.
Hang gliders.
hang gliders, thank you. My brain wasn't working there for a second.
Map
the
engage.
The idea behind that attraction came from a Thanksgiving, I think, where the Imagineer was sitting at home with his family, and he's like playing with an erector set, and I was like, I wonder if we could do this. So he built a prototype of Soren on his dining room table using an erector set, took it into work on Monday, and was like, we should build this as an attraction.
That's a
Like
fun
with the whole
story.
thing, like he built the rows and he made it so that he could turn a crank and it would lift up like the attraction does.
No,
it's like-
that's Imagineering.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Old metal, it's like metal pieces, and then it didn't have like electric motors, but like you could put cranks on it to where you could make things move. So
and
he would
gears
crank
and all
it
kinds
and
of
it,
stuff and
it
rubber
would
bands
raise
and the whole thing.
Oh.
I
I
see it?
see.
Is it kind of like that thing from The Sandlot? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, I don't want that. I want like an actual attraction.
You don't want to build your own
Replica.
attraction.
No. No. Already built.
Already
Send it
built.
to me.
It's- Okay, so our bracket today is in 4 categories. We're going to go park by park.
Okay.
So we
nice.
have a Magic Kingdom bracket, an Epcot bracket, an Animal Kingdom bracket, and a Hollywood Studios bracket.
Is this another kind of thing where majority wins, or do we have to justify and all get on the same page?
We have to, well, we may, every time I say we all have to get on the same page, we run into a Candace that says no. So majority will win.
For those of you who are not here, Candace did flip Scott the bird.
Yes. How
And it was
very
hilarious.
un-Disney of you.
There's birds at Disney.
Not that kind of bird.
You don't know. I've seen some things in those parks.
The FU bird. Okay, so let's start in Magic Kingdom. And what we'll do is for at least the first round, we'll do a brief description of each attraction. And then we'll discuss and figure out which one's going to move through. We won't do the description of each attraction each time because hopefully folks will remember from
the first round.
From the first round, yes. Okay, so our first one is Peter Pan's Flight.
From Magic Kingdom.
From Magic Kingdom. Yes, we're starting in the Magic Kingdom bracket. So we have Peter Pan's Flight, which is a whimsical, magical flight over London and through Neverland.
Opening day attraction for Disney World.
Opening day attraction for Disney World. You are on a pirate ship that goes through the Darlings' bedroom. And Darlings, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always get it confused with
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Okay.
So
they both happen in London.
yes. So that's the basis of that ride. It's a slow-moving dark ride. We have that matched up against Tron. Tron is the newest roller coaster at Disney World. Mm-hmm. It is in Tomorrowland, and it's the light cycle run. So you put yourself on motorcycles, and then they whip you around a minute and a half on a really cool-looking motorcycle track to the tune of the 80s Tron movie. And I think it's been redone since then, but that's where I know it from, is the 70s or 80s Tron movie.
Mm-hmm.
With Jeff Bridges.
Yes. So that's our first matchup. Who do we think wins that one? Peter Pan's Flight or Tron Light Cycle Run?
Peter Pan.
Peter Plan.
Peter Plan.
I'm going to go with Peter Pan.
Okay.
This one.
What about, so we're going, let's justify our decision, because Tron is objectively the more fun, more exciting attraction of these two.
Yeah, but I have a problem with it.
Tell me what.
Well, it's a minute and a half long, and I don't think anybody should have to wait in line for hours for a minute and a half long, or mess with a virtual queue situation for a minute and a half. I just don't. Secondly, Peter Pan is an opening day attraction. It's OG. And it's true, like, Disney dark ride at some of its very best. Plus, you have the flyover London, which is a great little scene.
One of my favorite moments of any attraction ever.
And when you first board, the cast member sprinkles pixie dust over the lap bar to make it close.
Yes. It's still not a roller coaster.
Who said it had to be a roller coaster?
I'm just saying a roller coaster is more exciting.
I'm fine dangling above London, thank you.
Dangling.
Okay, so Peter Pan won that one. That was my vote anyway, because I'm about the OG kind of deep Disney dark ride kind of person. Okay, Our next matchup in the Magic Kingdom bracket is Big Thunder Mountain, which is the wildest ride in the wilderness, a trip through the western frontier mountains on a runaway mine train.
Mm-hmm.
That is going up against Pirates of the Caribbean, which is a slow-moving boat ride with a terrifying death drop through the town of Tortola, right? I think. It may be a Tortuga.
Whatever.
It's somewhere in the Caribbean, because it's the Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean. And we wonder why the rum is gone every time we go on it. Because they don't serve me rum.
And we said hello to George when we were there last time.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Did you get a response?
Not
No.
that I know of.
Okay.
No. Okay, so Big Thunder versus Pirates. How are we leaning?
Pirates.
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 Pirates it is. Tell us why. Again, are we just not roller coaster people?
I'm a roller coaster people.
Like, especially at Disney World.
Absolutely. However, Pirates, even though it has the terrifying death drop, has never made me irpy. Big Thunder Mountain has made me irpy.
Yeah.
I don't like being irpy.
And I'm kind of going off of, like, if one of them had to go, that's how I'm kind of basing it off of, is if one of them had to go, which one would I, like, absolutely not want to go? I could go to Disney World and not ride Big Thunder and be okay, but I would have to ride Pirates.
It's a fair point.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very fair point. Okay, Next up in the Magic Kingdom bracket is It's a Small World, which is the terrifying slow-moving boat ride that the song comes from. It's a original opening day attraction as well, with all of the millions of animatronic children, which may or may not be children that were lost in the parks that were then repurposed to the attraction,
So beautiful.
right?
Happy thoughts.
And that's going up against Space Mountain, a dark roller coaster
Ew.
that happens in the dark. And it's not the fastest ride on Disney property, but it certainly feels that way. And it's just a really fun roller coaster if you like back adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how are we leaning on this one?
Small World.
I'm going to go Small World.
Small World.
Okay, this one's seeming easy for us, I think. And for me, it's only Small World because of the... Walt knew what Small World looked like. He knew all of that kind of thing.
Me too. And Mary Blair
yeah,
did the art
Mary
for
Blair art.
Small World, and she's amazing. Plus, the Sherman Brothers wrote the song,
yes,
so it's like Disney royalty all the way through.
yes. Okay, our last first round matchup for the Magic Kingdom bracket is Winnie the Pooh, 100 Acre. What's the official name of that?
Many
attraction?
Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, which is another slow-moving dark ride where you sit in a honey pot and you go through a storybook adventure with
So
Winnie
cute.
the Pooh. A super adorable ride. And that is going up against the Tomorrowland.
Transit Authority People Mover.
Yes. So People Mover versus the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
People Mover.
I'm sorry, Winnie. I'm going to have to go People Mover.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pooh.
This one's hard.
That's what she said.
Now this one right here.
Now this one right here is hard. Okay, I love both dearly. Like I have to ride both when I go. I'm gonna have to go with Winnie the Pooh. That I know. I love the People Mover. I love it, but Winnie
Get
the
out.
Pooh.
Okay, so that's 2 votes for the People Mover, 1 for Winnie the Pooh. I am also going to say the People Mover just because that I will go on the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh every time I'm there. The honey wall, I will push kids out of the way for. It's just absolutely perfect. I will go on it once per trip. The People Mover, I will want to go on that attraction every time I walk by it. So that's the only reason I'm selecting that one, because Winnie the Pooh is probably my second favorite ride in Magic Kingdom. So
It's such
Attraction.
a good one. Yeah.
in this case, I was talking about it as a ride. I use that on purpose.
Okay.
Okay, so People Mover moves on by majority. Okay, so we're moving into the Epcot bracket. First round of the Epcot bracket. So Guardians of the Galaxy, which is the newest roller coaster in the Epcot universe, which is based around the movie Guardians of the Galaxy, and you are trying to rescue the world to 80s themed music on what I would say is quite possibly the best roller coaster I have ever been on, versus Mission Space, either green or orange. You get to choose.
Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians.
I'm choosing Guardians for 2 reasons. One, they took away Lieutenant Dan for Mission Space.
They did.
Yeah,
I am so
shame.
salty about that.
Wait,
Number 2, the orange that we went on last time almost killed me. I almost died.
literally.
I was so nauseous.
See, there's something to be said for not making people irpy on a ride.
Right?
So I haven't been on Guardians, but it's going to Guardians because F Mission Space.
Seriously. You should have put that as your biggest Disney disappointment.
That they took Lieutenant Dan away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I changed my answer. Bring Lieutenant Dan back.
We should make shirts. We want Lieutenant Dan back.
Can't.
TM.
TM.
I wonder if people would get it. Like if you just said, we want Lieutenant Dan back. Would they get it?
Probably not, unless you had a picture of Spaceship Earth on like
Mission Space.
a Mission
Space.
Space. Put Mission Space as like the show building or whatever, and then say bring back Lieutenant Dan.
I
Then
really
people
want
might
that.
like it.
We got to make that.
Okay.
Okay. Add that to our good idea folder, Scott.
Yes, it's added. Okay, so the second matchup in the Epcot bracket is Soarin', either over around the world or over California. You get to choose which one you like, which is the hang glider attraction that goes around the world or over California, and it feels like you're flying. You get to stare at people's feet in front of you. It's an IMAX screen. Fantastic attraction. I absolutely adore it.
Unless you're on the top.
On the top is probably best.
Right, because
then
you don't have people's feet.
Yeah.
hanging in front of you.
Maybe I was half listening. Sorry,
Right.
go ahead.
And there's no bendy Eiffel Tower.
Right. If you're in the middle.
Right.
Okay, and Soarin' is going up against Figment.
Soarin' it is.
I'm going Figment.
Figment.
Okay, so Figment is a journey into imagination where you get in this little car and you go through, I can't even
A
remember.
nightmare.
A beautiful nightmare.
It's a beautiful
A
nightmare.
science class.
Yeah, it's basically a science class, very Disney edutainment of how to use your imagination and be willing to just be silly is really what that attraction is all about for me. So we're going to have our first kind of split decision where somebody's going to have to change their mind. I am going to say Soarin' because I just think it's a fantastic attraction. Like this, like if you're on the over California, you get the scent of oranges when you fly over the orange grove. The soaring around the world, you get to go through the Epcot fireworks. You get to just all around. I just love that attraction and the science and the way it's made and that kind of thing is just fantastic. So that's why I'm choosing Soarin'. But now we have to align.
Okay, for the sake of this video, I will change my mind to Soarin', but I just want over California because yes. However, I just want to let the audience and y'all know that I was born in the 90s, right? Early 90s. And on all of my Disney VHS tapes, they would have, little commercials for Disney World. And
Geniuses of marketing they are.
they really are, truly. The one where the little girl would pick up the phone and Goofy would be saying good morning, But I'm just saying that whole ride is like what like little me wanted to go to. Like that cheesy 80s, 90s Disney World.
Yep.
That was like the Disney World I always wanted to go to. So that's why that ride is so special to me, is because it's that cheesy, bright, colorful, weird 90s, 80s vibe. You got me?
Yep.
Yep, 100%. But you can do weird and colorful and cheesy without Skunk Stank and the Scary Moon.
That's what science is.
Skunk Stank and a Scary Moon?
Uh-huh.
All right. Science.
Science.
Okay, so next up in the Epcot bracket, we have Frozen, which replaced the Maelstrom slow-moving boat ride through the land of Arendelle, versus Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which is the newest trackless ride system in the France Pavilion that takes you through Remy's adventure in the kitchen. Frozen versus Ratatouille. I know how Candace is going to vote. She doesn't even have to tell us.
Frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, and the turntables have.
No. Remy.
I have yet been on either.
You have yet to go on either.
To go on. Whoops.
We knew what she meant. Listen to what she means, not to what she says.
I have yet to go on either, but Remy, for sure.
Remy, because Ratatouille is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yep. I just I've not been on Frozen or Maelstrom, so I shouldn't really have an opinion, but I think Ratatouille, the ride system, the attraction, everything with it is just such a fantastic ride. It's great.
It's not lazy
Right.
and stupid.
Tell us how you really feel.
Think I just did.
Okay, and I think this one will also be a fairly easy vote for this group. We have the Test Track presented by Chevrolet, which is a car attraction where you go through and test out the specs of the car, and then you drive on the highway for a minute before you're done with the ride. And then that is going up against the Park Weenie of Epcot, Spaceship Earth, which is a
Prettiest girl in school.
slow-moving dark ride through the history of communication. Test Track versus Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth.
However, shall I choose Spaceship Earth?
Okay, that is it for the Epcot bracket first round. Let's go over to the Animal Kingdom first round bracket. We have Flights of Passage, which you board a Banshee and ride it around the land of Pandora, versus the Navi River Journey, which is a slow-moving boat ride through the land of Pandora.
Flights of Passage.
Flights of Passage.
Flights of Passage.
Yep, that one was pretty easy. Okay, this one could be interesting. So we have the Kali River Rapids, which we talked about a little bit ago in our question of the day, versus the Finding Nemo show, which is a stage attraction that tells the story of Nemo. And this had to be because there's not enough
But there are.
rides at
There
Animal
are.
Kingdom.
Nemo.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm going Nemo.
I'm also going Nemo.
Interesting. I'm going to say Nemo too because I hate Kali River Rapids, but why did you all say Nemo?
You're going to a play in the middle of a park.
And it's one opportunity to partake in live entertainment
Uh-huh.
and celebrate that and celebrate the artistry of the performers because
it's a
they
big blue world. Go ahead.
are you sure?
Out there.
And I think it's important that we celebrate performers and their gifts because, like, especially flying on a flywire and singing while you're upside down and doing flips through the air, kind of a big deal.
And it was it was really
It's
cute.
Cute.
Really
and
cute.
They've changed it since we've been there, but still cute.
Yes.
Wait, is it still Finding Nemo?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Just shorter.
Different version of the story.
Okay.
Yeah. So keep that rationale in mind for just a couple minutes because it will come into play again in what I think will be a harder decision. So the next bracket is the Kilimanjaro Safari, which is an actual safari through different lands of the savannah to interact with animals and that kind of thing. That is being matched up against the dinosaur attraction over in Dino Land, which is not a roller coaster, not a slow-moving dark ride. How would you describe that, Candace?
Nightmare.
No.
No, it's it's a vehicle ride, but the terrain that you go over is really rough and bumpy, and it's like an explorer where you're going back in time to try and save an iguanodon.
Right. It's a roller coaster, but not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's a bit of trivia. It's on the same track as the Indiana Jones ride in California.
They
Yep.
still have that one in California?
They do.
They do.
Okay.
They do. And I think I saw somewhere today that they filed permits to change Dinosaur to something else.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Because they're
Dino Land is
retheming
going.
Dino Land.
Peace out.
Oh, they for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the word that I'm looking for? Just to make sure we get it right and we tell the audience what we're choosing. Safari or dinosaur?
Safari.
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 Yep, I wrote that down before I asked anybody. Safari. Okay, so remember your rationale for Finding Nemo.
Okay.
Because we have the Lion King show,
Festival of the Lion King.
Festival of the Lion King, which is the live entertainment, telling the story of the Lion King. That is matched up against Expedition Everest in this round. So now you have to reconcile your desire for live theater with what I think is Candace's favorite roller coaster ever.
I got to go with Everest, though.
Okay, tell me why.
Betty the Yeti.
The Disco Yeti.
Yep.
Disco Yeti.
She's terrifying, but I love her.
She's an icon.
You want to
She
hug
is.
her?
No.
No.
She's very big and scary. And I'm going far too fast to try and reach out. But
Yes. Okay, Lariah.
I'm going Everest only because I have not seen the Festival of the Lion King yet, which I would love to see that.
I would also love to see it, but Everest is like my all-time favorite ride ever.
Yep.
So gotta go with Everest.
Oh, did we tell you on our last trip, part of our group, you know how when we went on Everest last time, we just turned around and went right back on?
Yeah.
Part of our group did that 4 times.
I love that. That's amazing.
not surprising.
no.
No, they just they got off of it, they went back on, and then the line got too long, and they were disappointed when I told them they could have taken the single rider line and cut their wait time because they said they would have just kept going over and over and over again.
That's amazing.
Okay, so we are moving into the Hollywood Studios first round. We ready for this one?
Yeah.
Yes.
This one could be interesting. I think the first one is a pretty easy one. You have Mickey's Runaway Railway, which is the first Mickey-themed attraction in any park.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes, sorry. It's fine. So the Runaway Railway, which is a runaway train ride through a Mickey short, basically is the right way to say that, versus Smuggler's Run in Galaxy's Edge.
Mickey and Minnie.
And Smuggler's Run is you are in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon and you are trying to bring coaxium back to the Resistance.
Mickey and Minnie's.
I have not ridden Mickey and Minnie's yet, but if it tells you anything, I'm going with that one.
Okay.
I am too. I wasn't a big fan of Smuggler's Run. It gave me motion sickness. And it also, didn't we ride it single riders?
We did.
So I feel like our experience wasn't as great as it could have been. But we were also just kind of desperate to ride it.
Yeah, we did not get the pre-show. We did not get the queue. All of the things that I think would have made that attraction more fun, we didn't get.
Yeah.
So, on our last trip, a friend and I went through the queue for Smuggler's Run, and we were just going to dodge out at the end because neither one of us really cared about riding it. He was a motion sick person, but I wanted him to see the queue, and we got almost up to the door of the Millennium Falcon, and the ride went down. So we saw all the queue, but the fun parts of the queue.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That sucks.
So I still need to see the queue. I am also choosing Mickey and Minnie's. Again, ride system is awesome. The pre-show and how you get into the actual attraction is phenomenal.
Yes.
Just, it's great. So that one is a top-tier attraction in my book. Smuggler's Run is a second-tier attraction in my book.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one, Toy Story Mania, which is a fun carnival games attraction where you sit in a little vehicle and you try and play carnival games using a pole popper. Is that the right way to say that?
Sure.
Sure. And then
It's the best way I can think.
that is going up against Candace's favorite Hollywood Studios attraction, Star Tours.
Oh, however are you going to pick?
This is a quandary for me for sure.
Star Tours is a Star Wars attraction simulation where you just sit. I don't even know how to describe that attraction. What's the point?
So you're trying to. So there's a pilot droid that's trying to maneuver through a meteor shower and several other adventures. But basically, they strap you into a flight simulator and take your body through the worst amount of pain possible. And it's awful.
Okay. Which one are you choosing?
The first one.
Toy Story Mania?
Yep.
Toy Story Mania.
Never been on Star Tours, gives me Mission Space vibes. So
Ish, only larger screen.
If you're a motion sick person, don't do it.
then, yeah. I love Toy Story Mania anyway. So obviously,
Yeah.
Toy Story.
Yep, Toy Story Mania is still probably, it's now my second favorite attraction in Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
It moved down the list after our recent trip.
Yeah.
Because of Mickey and Minnie?
No, because of Rise. Yes. So next in the Hollywood Studios bracket is Rock and Roller Coaster, which is Aerosmith theme roller coaster that takes you through the streets of Los Angeles to get to backstage for an Aerosmith concert. Fun attraction. That one is matched up against Tower of Terror,
Rude.
which is a drop attraction themed to the
Twilight Zone.
And you go back to a 1940s hotel. You're taking an elevator. The elevator drops. It's a fun attraction. So Rock and Roller Coaster versus Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror.
Tell me why.
The theming primarily. The lobby itself is a work of genius. And then it's just really innovative, I think. Like,
The fact that it's not gravity falling, they're actually pulling you down.
yeah.
Yeah. Lariah, this one's hard for you.
I know.
That's what she said.
Let me start off first by saying
I'd like to thank the Academy.
yes. Rock and Roller Coaster is my favorite roller coaster at Disney World.
More than Everest?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Really?
I can't wait for you to get on Guardians.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't wait to go on it. But I'm gonna have to go Tower of Terror because of the spookiness, and because it's the only drop ride there, and those are my favorite rides.
Okay.
Love the theming of Tower of Terror. It's great. I hate drop rides, so I'm going with Rock and Roller Coaster. Sorry, y'all.
And we're going to outvote you because I'm voting Tower of Terror just for the theming alone.
Bam. How does
I
that make
can't
you
remember. I think I tried to grab you when we were dropping down.
Probably.
But you were going down with me. That's how much I hate it. I was like grabbing onto anything because I'm like, this isn't
This is
right.
not fun.
Yeah.
That's
At least he didn't smack you in the head.
right.
feel? Yeah, Candace, didn't you get smacked in the head?
Yeah, I hit her in the head. That's
Oh yeah, that was me.
yeah.
You,
that was me.
Scott, you always have to put one hand up.
Yeah.
Even if you're on a ride where you know you have to hold on, one hand is going up and the other one is death gripping this.
Exactly. That one arm is going to keep me safe. But I want to feel a sense of danger.
See, that's the whole thing of holding on during the terrifying death drop on Pirates. It's that sense of safety, and yet I'm having a great time
Yeah, but you use both hands on the terrifying death
because
drop.
it's scary.
She also uses both hands for Seven Doors Mine Train.
I do.
And I love it. Safety first, y'all.
It is the first key, after all.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, so the last matchup for the Hollywood Studios bracket in the first round is Rise of the Resistance, which is a tour through a Star Wars
Adventure.
It's a Star Wars adventure that takes place mostly on a Star Cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
Then that is going up against Andy's Backyard, Slinky Dog Dash, which is a roller coaster that is built out of
A Slinky Dog.
Well, he's the car,
Right.
but the track is built out of
Tinker Toys.
Tinker Toys.
I'm sorry. I have to go with Rise. And normally I would not choose something Star Wars because I'm not a Star Wars girly normally. But that is a marvel on so many proportions. And I'm not talking the superhero franchise. That's something completely different.
That's
But
Guardians.
yeah. 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 It's an experience. It's not just an attraction. It is an experience.
Yeah.
I have not ridden either of them, so I'm going to go with the one I would like to experience more, and that is Rise.
Okay.
I also am basing it off of which one sounds more fun. I'm going Slinky Dog.
Ooh.
Okay. Because Toy Story is my childhood. Even though I want to ride both so bad.
Yeah. Rise
Fair
is gonna-
assessment.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's super fair. Rise is going to win because I think it's the best attraction on property. Like, it's going to take a lot to dethrone that from best thing that I've ever done.
Challenge accepted.
Ooh.
Okay, we ready to go into round 2?
Sure.
Okay, we're not going to go through a description again unless one of us gets confused about what we're talking about. So back to Magic Kingdom for round 2. In the second round matchup, we have Peter Pan versus Pirates.
Pirates.
Yeah. Pirates.
Pirates.
Okay, I will
Sorry, I
go
didn't
with
mean to
that as
skip you.
well.
Do we need to justify?
No, I don't think so. We were all unified there.
Okay.
So then we have Small World versus People Mover in the second round. So Walt Original versus the tour around Tomorrowland on the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover.
I abstain.
Nope, you got to vote. We can come to you last, though, if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Okay, Lariah?
People Mover.
I'm going with the People Mover.
The Small World, as much as I love the Walt Original, scares the crap out of me. I'm going with the People Mover.
People mover it is.
Okay.
Sorry, Small World.
Yeah. Good attraction. I feel like it's almost a must-do, but it still scares me, especially the winking hippo.
The drunk hippo is awesome.
She's an icon.
Yes.
She is.
Okay, moving into Epcot for the second round. We have Guardians of the Galaxy versus Soarin' Over Whatever.
Over
That
the
really
newest-
should be the whole name of the thing.
Right, Soarin' Over Whatever.
Whatever.
I know where my vote is. I'm voting Guardians because, again, it's the best roller coaster I've ever been on.
No. Soren.
Tell us why.
It has more of the Epcot edutainment vibe, like you're actually touring parts of the world and getting
Okay.
to see things and not just a fictitious thing.
Yep, that's fair.
I'm going Soren.
I'm going to go Soren since I've ridden that ride.
Okay. Soren is going to win, even though Guardians is the best roller coaster I've ever
We're
been
not
on.
arguing that
Even
it's
though-
not.
Even though you guys are wrong.
Okay, so this one might be. I don't know that this is going to be tough for Candace, but it might be. So you have Remy's Ratatouille Adventure versus Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth.
Earth.
Spaceship Earth.
I
Oh.
that one is difficult. I'm going to stick with Spaceship Earth only because of the iconicness of it and the fact that it is the park weenie.
Good.
Ratatouille is a fantastic trackless ride system attraction and will be a must-do for me.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so back over to Animal Kingdom round 2. You have Flights of Passage versus the Finding Nemo show.
Flights of Passage.
Lights.
Flights of Passage.
Yeah, that almost seemed like Finding Nemo, I think, was an upset win, so it made the next one a little bit more difficult. So then you have the Kilimanjaro Safari versus Expedition Everest.
What?
Safaris.
That's the looks I'm getting in this room right now. How do you pick? So Candace is saying the Safari. Tell us why. Help convince those of us that are on the fence.
Okay, because that was the flagship attraction for that park. The fact of, like, when you kind of know behind the magic of how they keep all of those different animals separate from one another so they don't kill each other and yet make it look like they're just cohabitating peacefully, and everything that they do with the animals, and the fact that you can fit the entire Magic Kingdom park inside that attraction. That's huge to me. And I just love that it's never the same attraction twice. And, like, you do get pretty close to the animals sometimes. If they want to wander up to your truck thing,
Yep.
they can.
Like the crocodiles.
Yeah.
And we learned that.
Antelope lay eggs,
Yeah.
which
Funny.
was science.
And crocodiles can climb.
Yep.
Hey. On to the next subject. I'm picking Safari.
Everest. That's my favorite.
Why
Come on, Scott.
do I prioritize an attraction that you ride on like a roller coaster in a theme park over the wonderfulness that is the safari?
Okay,
Yeah,
but I
you-
think you just said it, because Expedition Everest is an attraction. It's a ride. it doesn't get any different from one thing to the next.
You just sold me Safari because it's different every
Wow.
time you ride it.
Boom, roasted.
Yeah, but Everest could break down during the ride and at different parts of the ride. It could
Right.
break down.
You can get stopped in the path by the animals.
Yeah, I don't want to get on a roller coaster that I have to be evacuated off of.
Yeti could fall.
Right. I would rather get evacuated off of the Safari so I could pet the tigers or the lions.
No.
No.
You could
guys are
also
going way
accidentally
the wrong
go
way.
off the rails at that part on Expedition Everest.
You could.
So
Instead of stopping you at the top, it could just keep going and launch you. Yeah.
could. You never.
It could be different.
I'm not going to be your roller coaster buddy anymore.
Why? I won't talk that way to you. Only
Okay.
if I'm next to Scott, I'll talk that way. Because I'm mad at him.
Okay, moving back into Hollywood Studios, you have Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway versus Toy Story Mania. This one is a tough decision as well.
That is a tough one. But I have to say Minnie and Mickey's.
Okay, tell
Mickey
me
and
why.
Minnie's, sorry. Because that is the first and only attraction in the parks that feature Minnie and Mickey, and that's been a long time overdue.
Okay.
Yes, I'm salty about the location where it's at. I'm salty about what it replaced, and I'm salty about the queue line. But overall, I think yes.
Okay. One vote for Mickey and Minnie's.
I'm also gonna vote Mickey and Minnie's, even if I haven't been on it. Sorry, I just want to experience it with Mickey and Minnie. Hang on.
Toy Story.
I'm going with Midway Mania as well for my vote. And here's why. Everything that Candace said about Mickey and Minnie's is correct.
Duh.
Mickey and Minnie have deserved their own attraction for a long time. The way they built the queue, the way they kind of get you into the pre-show is lacking. If you think about Midway Mania, the queue is built out of cardboard boxes that Andy has gotten his toys from. You have a talking Mr. Potato Head. And then you get on an attraction that you play these games and giggle the whole damn time. When you're not sticking your tongue out just right to make sure you're hitting the targets. You're giggling. You're not necessarily doing that with Mickey and Minnie's, even though you leave Mickey and Minnie's with a song that will never leave your head.
I was just going to say, there's no song in Toy Story that gets stuck in your head and is used for multiple purposes around social media. And yes, I burst out into that song quite frequently, but just little parts of it. It's the most annoying thing ever, but I still love it. And come on, it's Mickey.
I get
It
it.
all started with a mouse, sir.
I get it. Toy Story Mania is more fun.
I think I can be swayed towards Midway Mania.
Traitor?
I'm sorry. I did have a really good past experience on it.
It's
so
a
it is
good attraction.
It's a joyful attraction.
Yes,
I
but
do.
Mickey and Minnie's is also very joyful. You'll find out
Yes.
when we're there.
Yes.
But for now, you're changing your vote.
yes.
Okay, so Toy
And there's
Story
a little
Mania.
chubby bird.
Oh,
He's so
man.
cute.
Love a chubby bird.
Yes. Okay, Tower of Terror versus Rise of the Resistance.
Rise.
Tower.
I'm going Rise because I don't like drop rides.
Okay. And Rise is the best thing that's ever happened to Disney, so I'm going to continue to vote for that.
Sir.
That is a bold
Right.
statement. Is bold the right word?
Yes. Okay, moving back to the Magic Kingdom bracket. Just passing right over that. We have our what is it in bracketology terms? The Great 8. It's the Sweet 16, the Great 8. I don't know. But that's where we're at.
rhymes.
There's eight attractions left. You have Pirates versus the People Mover.
No.
Can't vote? We got to vote. Otherwise, nothing from Magic Kingdom bracket moves on.
Pirates.
Candace is having an existential crisis.
Pirates.
Tell me why.
Walt did not have a hand in the pirates in Disney World, but he did in Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a connection to Walt. It's also a very, very classic Disney dark ride.
True.
And all the animatronics and everything that had to be built and developed and all of those things. it's an engineering marvel.
Yep.
And it
Agreed.
stood the test of time. Plus, the smell of the water will
Yes.
get you every time.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going
Lorraine.
pirates.
Pirates.
Pirate.
Pirates. I'm going to say pirates too. And my tiebreaker is only air conditioning. Pirates is an air conditioning. People Mover is not.
Oh, okay. Like the
Okay.
People Mover doesn't have air conditioning.
So to move on to the Epcot, to move into the Final Four, you have Soarin' Over Wherever versus Spaceship Earth.
Oh,
Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth.
I think the Epcot bracket, once Guardians lost to Soarin', I think that became an easier bracket. That's just my color commentary as we go through.
And we appreciate you for that.
Okay, Animal Kingdom bracket to move into the Final Floor, Flights of Passage versus Kilimanjaro Safari.
Safaris.
I'm going Safari.
Wow.
huh.
That surprises me.
Even with all the crocodiles that can eat you, I'm going Flights of Passage.
I'm going to
Shut
say
up, Lacey.
I am going to say Safari only because I probably should admit this to our audience. I've never been on flights, probably because I'm a poo-sized person and I'm a little bit scared of getting told I don't fit. So I want to go on flights. I've heard nothing but positive things about it. We have friends that will tell us it's the best attraction ever. Probably people sitting in this room would tell you it's one of their favorite attractions. But I'm going the Safari because, again, it is Animal Kingdom. It is not Pandora Kingdom. Okay, moving the Hollywood Studios bracket. You have Toy Story Mania against Rise of the Resistance.
Toy Story Mania.
Ooh, tell me why.
It just feels more Disney to me than Rise of the Resistance does.
Oh, okay. I get your point. You're wrong, but I get your point. Lariah.
I'm going to go Toy Story Mania as well.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, does it? Doesn't feel good.
Hurts, don't it?
It's so hard being the only right one in the room.
Oh, that's funny.
Would you like to be the only one left?
Listen. When I ride it, once I ride all these rides, we can play this again, and it'll be a little bit more fair, okay? And I'm sure I will adore Rise of the Resistance. I'm sure I will. But I love Toy Story Mania, and I agree with Candace.
All
at
right, so
break.
you're voting for Toy Story as well.
I am.
Okay, you're wrong, but that's okay. So, Final Four. This is where it gets super difficult. And you all just made the second half of the bracket easier for me, so I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you as well.
So, Magic Kingdom up against Epcot. You have Pirates versus Spaceship Earth.
Oh.
Ow.
I demand a recount.
We could go back and see what else you want to change.
No. It's fine. Spaceship Earth.
Okay.
Oh, she's the prettiest girl in school.
She's the prettiest girl in school, and she's the weenie.
Mariah.
I'm going Pirates.
I
Okay.
knew it.
Duh.
Sorry, I gotta go with Spaceship Earth. That's my baby.
I am also going Spaceship Earth because if I am going to quote an attraction, not a song, if I'm going to quote an attraction of those two, I'm going to think about Spaceship Earth more than I think about Pirates. Pirates to me eventually just becomes about the song versus all of the scenes and the animatronics and that kind of thing. So Spaceship Earth wins it for me.
I am
And-
telling George.
And to be fair, it's not polite to walk around going yo-ho when you're in mixed company.
That's
Or is it?
Depending
Yo-ho.
upon the company that you keep.
okay. On the second half of the back bracket, you have the Kilimanjaro Safari matched up against Toy Story Mania.
Kilimanjaro safaris.
Safari.
Toy Story.
I'm going to go the safari. Because, again, it's the safari. It's a pretty perfect attraction. So, for the champion of the 2024 attractions bracket on Hanging at the Hangar Bar, you have Spaceship Earth versus Kilimanjaro Safaris.
Spaceship Earth.
Rude.
You're the one that voted these things here,
Fine. Spaceship Earth.
Loraya.
She's a Disney icon.
Prettiest girl in school.
Thank you, Phoenicians. Rome burning. Scary scientist lady.
Okay, Spaceship Earth. You just
Okay.
sold me.
Because of the scary science lady? Okay.
Okay,
The faceless newspaper boy.
Candace and I actually made a connection the other night. So if you watch the movie Hidden Figures,
Love. Okay.
think about the lady who learned computers and was the first African-American supervisor at NASA who became a supervisor over the first computing department at NASA. That is who you are seeing in that scene at Spaceship Earth.
Does that secure your answer a little bit more?
Hidden Figures is one of my all-time favorite
Yes.
movies.
I love that movie so much.
I am obsessed with that.
Are you okay, Candace? Do you feel safe sitting next
I feel
to her?
threatened.
That's amazing.
So it may not be her, but I think it's
The
indicative
gist.
of her.
Yes.
Because that's really outside of the computing department before computers were there. She was the first one to bring that group into actually doing computations for NASA on the IBM.
I love that.
Not so scary now, is she?
Well, her animatronic still is a little frightening, but
Look.
okay, so are we happy with who won? Spaceship Earth wins this year's bracket?
I think so. I think
Yes.
it's well deserved. She
Is-
needs a little tune up, but I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Is it where you thought it would end up
No.
No.
prior? Who did you think was what did you think was going to win?
Rise. Honestly.
I thought Rise was going to win, too.
I had my heart set on Everest. I really did.
Yeah, I
you
thought
guys-
Rise was going to win it. But you all let me down.
Sometimes the classics are just impossible to beat.
True
Yeah.
that.
Okay. That was fun. Anything else that we want to talk about with the attractions bracket?
I don't think so, but that was fun. Tell us, interact with us on our socials.
Yeah.
Let us know what we got wrong. Let us know what we got right.
Who do you have going to the finals and who wins in the end?
Absolutely.
Boom.
Yep, we'll post a picture of the bracket on our socials when we release this as well, so you can follow along and complete the bracket with us. Should have said that before the episode, but oh well. Okay. Remember, there's a great big beautiful tomorrow.
And we'll see you real soon.